Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Market Track with Abuzar. We are into mid-July now, and we'll be taking a look at the numbers in June. Interesting market. I feel like there is somewhat of a battle between the buyers and the sellers, and it's interesting to see how this will end up and the outcome of it all. More listings coming onto the market, yet still a seller's market. And the average list prices have gone up now to a point where we could pretty much say that the gap between the list and sold price has narrowed down, and buyers have a better chance for specific type of property in certain areas. As always, remember to like this video and to subscribe to my channel, and let's just get into it and take a look at the numbers. Alright, so what we'll do is first we'll take a look at the years 2020 versus 2021 June, and first of all the overall numbers, and then we'll get into each category specifically, the rental, condominium, and the residential freeholds. Looking at the residentials, the number of sales in 2021 1647 versus 2020 1610. So again, the percentage is very close, so 2.3% change. And again, looking at condominiums, 484 in 2021 versus 428, 13% approximately a change. And for the others, again, it might not be very specific because of the number of available, for example, lots or farms and so on. Again, let's take a look at the average sale price first, and then we'll take a look at the total sales volume, which will impact, they do impact one another. So average sales for residential freeholds, and this includes detached, semi-detached, row units, which are non-condominium. For 2020, we had approximately 574,000 average sale price, whereas in 2021, it is 726,000, so approximately 26% change. And looking at the condominiums, we have 435,000 for 2021 versus 361,000 for 2020, approximately 21% increase in change. And I'll let you take a look at the rest of them yourselves to see the difference. And in terms of sales volume, we see that it's a significant difference between, although the number of sales are very close, the volume is significantly different because the average sale price has gone up. So that's a pretty cool thing to take a look at. Please take your time and review the whole thing. It's very interesting in terms of the statistics. And I feel like, yeah, we are into that transitional period. So it's really interesting to see what will happen in the months to come. Again, we got to consider that the level of confidence of buyers, I feel it will be more in the months to come. We will have more individuals moving into town, and life will start getting back to what it was before. So whether that will impact the market positively or negatively, that's to be seen. But my feeling is that we will not see that significant jump as we saw a couple of months ago. Rather, it will be a gradual increase, and we will start to see this right around, I feel, end of September, right into October, as we move along to the next year and the next spring market. So taking a look at the residential first, and then we get into the condominium and then the rental. So taking a look at the month of June, for the number of active listings, we had 955, and the sold listings were 1,106. So you can see the gap is really narrowing down, and they're getting close to one another, which is an interesting thing. Versus what we had was 740 active listings versus 1,086 in the previous year. Looking at the residential sold list to sold price ratio for the month of June, you're approximately 107% as opposed to 116%, which was the peak in March. And basically that's still much higher than what we had before in previous year, about 103%. And again, considering that the average sale price has gone up, I still say this is pretty much a normal thing as far as what's been happening. The number of days a home sits on the market, and again, units that are a bit dated are impacting this as well. So units that need renovation and so on tend to now sit on the market more than they did about maybe 6 months ago or so. And this is impacting the days on the market, DOM, average days. So looking at June, you got 10 days. We're slightly increased by 2 days from the previous month. And looking at the previous year, we're still lower, 15 days as we had before compared to 10 days. Looking at the condominiums, we had for the month of June, active listings 487 and the number of sales 453. So we're seeing what a difference now between March of this year as opposed to this June that went by, and now the demand and supply is completely turning around, and we're seeing more of a balanced market in the condominium sector. Looking at the condos for June 2020, we had 426 active listing and approximately 396 sold listings. And looking at the condominiums sold versus list ratio for June, 102%. Again, a drop for the condo sector as well compared to what we had in March, 109%. And looking year over year, it's still above that last year June, which is almost 101%. Again, the overall average price of condominiums have increased as well, and there are condo buildings still in this city that haven't reached their peak or picked up or haven't had that momentum. So for buyers looking for condominiums, you still can find good deals in certain units in certain areas, which is interesting because I think those prices are bound to increase significantly as well based on the supply and demand. Looking at the condominium number of days on the market, we have 15 days for June 2021 as opposed to 19 days in the previous year. So units are selling faster. Looking at the rental market now, we had for June about 419 active listings and 391 rented units compared to last year, 382 active listings and 290 rented units. So we're seeing basically the demand is there. Significant difference between what we had about December, January of last year, December and January of this year. We're seeing very, the supply and demand are neck to neck pretty much. And the rental market pretty much, I would say it's hot, and we can see the amount of monthly rentals in the same area, townhouse, single homes. You can see it's increasing as we go along, and this will continue, I believe, because some individuals which will not be able to purchase anymore based on the higher average prices now will head towards renting units, and I think this is what's leading it, as well as a lot of individuals coming into the city and looking for homes to rent. And looking at the days on the market for rentals, pretty much the same as we had last year. We had the June 21 days for a unit to get rented versus 22 days in 2020. So pretty much I'm optimistic about the rental market, the investment side of things. A bit of an interesting situation with the residential and the condominiums in terms of supply and demand. I feel like there's a lot of sellers now that have set their prices to what they want, And in an instant where we actually a couple of days ago we put an offer for a townhome listed at 550. We went in at close to 620. It had 8 offers, and they ended up rejecting all 8 offers, and they bumped the price up to 630,000. So the sellers want what they want, and they're bound to just they decide to stick to that, and it is what it is, sort of a thing. So whether this will pay off or not, it goes back to the seller, the agent strategy, and all that. So it'll be an interesting couple of months to come to see where we're headed. But I feel like we're still going to continue to have a seller's market, but we will not see that significant jump of increase as we saw in the previous months, and this is good. This is good because I just had a deal with a single home in Barhaven where we actually were able to put conditions, inspection and finance, which was interesting, very rare to happen, but it does occur once in a while, and then the buyers were delighted. I think it all worked out for everyone because the sellers were willing to work with us. So please do remember to like this video, to subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions at all, I'm a text, phone call, email away. Don't be shy. Feel free to get in touch anytime. I love to hear from you guys and to help you in any way possible. And hope you're well, you're safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.